Dasharatha, the king, ruled Ayodhya for a long time. In order to seek progeny, he performs the Putrakama Ishti as a supplementary ritual to Ashwamedha under the direction of Rishyashringa. A Yajna Purusha arises from the sacrificial fire to give Dasharatha a sweet ambrosia. This divine medical concoction is distributed among his three principal wives, Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. Eventually, Kaushalya gives birth to Rama, Kaikeyi to Bharata, and Sumitra to Lakshmana and Shatrughna. They grow up together, setting an example of loving fraternity. Rama eventually becomes the apple to the eyes of his parents, who adore his every act.
चलत रामचंद्र ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पेंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पेंजनिया कीलकी उठत धाय भूमि लटपटाय धाय मात गोद लेत दशरथ की रनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र।
When he becomes 12 years of age, sage Vishwamitra seeks Dasharatha's consent to take the young Rama to the woods in order to protect his yajna. Rama reaches the forest to find Tataka, a man-eating demoness who had become a big hurdle to passers-by. While Rama was initially apprehensive of killing a woman, Vishwamitra convinces that she possessed no noble qualities of a woman and was worthy to be killed for the welfare of the world. Tataka is killed, and the trio walk to the hermitage for the conduct of yajna. Two sons of Tataka arrive at the scene to cause impediments to the yajna. While Subahu is killed, the other one, Maricha, is driven away.
chum, 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 taka chum, 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 chum. Taka 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 dim, taka 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 tom, takita dim, takita tom, takita nam, takita dim, taka 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 dim, taka 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 tom, takita dim, takita tom, takita nam, takita 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 tom, tom tom, tatari tom tom, tatari thadana tom tom, tatari tajunu tadimi tom tom, tay dim, gin na tom, tad dim gin na tom, tad dim. Tam tam tatari tam tam tatari tadhana tam tam tatari tajunu tadimi tam tam tad dhing gin na tum 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 ta tam tam tatari tam tam tatari tadhana tam tam tatari tajunu tadimi tam tam tad dhing gin na tum tad dhing gin na tum tad dhing gin na tum
Vishwamitra, who's gratified by Rama's deeds, wonders how to repay him. In that instance, he receives an invitation to attend Sita's Swayamvaram in Mithila. In the assembly hall, every attending king's efforts to lift the bow of Shiva fails, while Rama lifts the bow with ease. The news of Rama winning the hand of Sita reaches the quarters of Ayodhya. The royal procession of the kingly class with its citizens march to Mithila. Rama's marriage to Sita becomes a feast to the eyes of the onlookers.
पवन स्तुति पात्र पावन
Manthara, the maidservant to Kaikeyi, realizes that Rama was to be made the heir apparent to Ayodhya. Having bred a vengeance towards Rama since a long time, she finds it an opportune time to fulfill her desire. She brainwashes Kaikeyi into asking for boons that she was once bestowed upon by Dasharatha. Kaikeyi, in order to accomplish her desire of making Bharata the heir apparent and to banish Rama to the forest, she enacts a drama of being extremely wrathful at Dasharatha. Rama is summoned by Dasharatha to his harem, where Kaikeyi conveys Rama's exile plan. Rama, who accepts the orders, informs his mother Kaushalya and seeks her blessings. While the trio live in Chitrakuta, Bharata comes and informs Rama of Dasharatha's death. He also requests Rama to come back to Ayodhya. To keep up his promise with Dasharatha, Rama promises Bharata that his return will be only after 14 years. He meanwhile gives his pair of sandals, padukas, that could bring solace to Bharata.
भरताय परं नमोस्तु तस्मै प्रथमोदाहरणाय भक्तिभाजां यदुपज्ञमशेषतः पृथिव्यां प्रथितो राघव पादुका प्रभावः.
Ravana, the king of Lanka, was a devout Shiva Bhakta, a Veena artist, a Vedic scholar, and above all, a great warrior. Ravana gets to understand the presence of a beauty never seen called Sita. He develops an immoral craze for her and eventually wishes to own her. A gem-studded golden deer is spotted near the hermitage of Sita. Sita is stunned by its beauty and asks Rama to fetch that for her. Rama runs behind the deer and, unable to pursue it further, aims an arrow at it. The dying Maricha cries for help in the voice of Rama.
घन ಛಣ್ಣ 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 मारीछा 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 हे लक्ष्मण हे सीते
This panics Sita, who persuades Lakshmana to go for help, though in an unpleasant tone. Lakshmana seeks the blessings of forest deities that could protect Sita.
रक्षन्तु त्वां विशालाक्षी समग्रा वनदेवताः
Ravana, sensing the situation, arrives at the spot in the guise of an ascetic. While Sita believes him totally, Ravana reveals his identity and abducts her to Lanka.
शम्भो महादेव भिक्षां देहि
When Rama goes in search of Sita, he gets to meet the most dedicated and profound ambassador, Hanuman. Being one among Sugriva's army, Hanuman extends his powers to fly to Lanka and finds Sita captive. Hanuman meets Sita and returns back to Rama carrying Sita's message. The final part of this performance depicts the conversation between Lord Rama and Hanuman. Rama gets excited about Hanuman finding Sita. Due to overflowing emotions, Rama starts to draw a premise out of his assumptions on what could have possibly been Sita's reaction when Hanuman met her, without letting Hanuman say a word. Later, Hanuman conveys Sita's message, helps Rama build Setu to Lanka, proceeds to Lanka with Lord Rama and Lakshmana to wage war against Ravana.
ಕುರುಹಿನುಂಗುರವ ತರಳಾಕ್ಷಿಗಿತ್ತಾಗ ಕುರುಹಿನುಂಗುರವ ತರಳಾಕ್ಷಿಗಿತ್ತಾಗ ಕುರುಹಿನುಂಗುರವ ತರಳಾಕ್ಷಿಗಿತ್ತಾಗ ಕರಟಕಧಿಕವೇ ಎಂದು ಕರಟಕಧಿಕವೇ ಎಂದು ಬಿಸುಟಿದಳೆ ಅಶೋಕವನದಿಂದಾಚೆ ಸೀತೆ ನಿರುತ ಸಂತಾಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂತಾಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಂದಳೇನೆಂದಳು ನಿನ್ನೋಳು ಸೀತೆ ಹನುಮಯ್ಯ ಏನೆಂದಳೇನೆಂದಳು ಸೇತುವೆಯ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ವಿಭೀಷಣಾಗ್ರಜ ಲಂಕಾಧಿಪನ ವಧಿಸಿದ್ದೆಯಾದರೆ ಸೇತುವೆಯ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ವಿಭೀಷಣಾಗ್ರಜ ಲಂಕಾಧಿಪನ ವಧಿಸಿದ್ದೆಯಾದರೆ ಸೀತೆಯ ಸೆರೆಯ ಬಿಡಿಸಿದ್ದೆಯಾದರೆ ಸೀತೆಯ ಸೆರೆಯ ಬಿಡಿಸಿದ್ದೆಯಾದರೆ ನಾಥಾದಿ ಕೇಶವಗೆ ಬಲು ಬಿರುದು ನಾಥಾದಿ ಕೇಶವಗೆ ಬಲು ಬಿರುದು ನಾಥಾದಿ ಕೇಶವಗೆ ಬಲು ಬಿರುದು ಹೀಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದನು ಸೀತೆ.